call the meeting to order. And has everybody had a chance to read the minutes from last time?
Yes.
Okay, can I get a motion to approve the minutes?
I motion to approve.
Okay, second.
I'll second.
All right. And all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Right, awesome. Minutes are approved. All right, we're going to old business, our trick or treat event feedback. We actually had several trick or treaters this year compared to previous years. So it went pretty well. You guys want to tell me what you think from your end? Amanda, what you guys have? Nothing. Well, the train people had.
They do, and I try to get people to come over, but I drew a couple people in off the street, so I saw them walking by and it was. So,
I was through with all of my stuff in the first hour
oh, wow.
because the first year was so light. I just had one ball through.
Was that where you were at? Because I was in the back of the, then I came out, I was like, Allison's gone, that's
Right.
weird.
We were out as.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
It was good for us.
Mhm.
Especially the weather was not very good, so I think considering that, it's nice. A lot of cute kids.
Inflatable banana was funny.
Is that what you were wearing?
No, he came by.
Oh,
Just bouncing down the street.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so we had quite a few. We had a s'mores pit in the back that did pretty well. A lot of people did s'mores. There was some kind of food truck or some kind of beverage truck up on the dentist parking lot. Do you know anything about that? Did you guys know anything? Because I thought there was gonna be none.
Yeah, I think that was Rachel, the boba truck.
Okay,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boba.
We need to talk to her about that.
yeah, because that was unknown, Fran. You didn't know anything about that either?
I did not. There was no special activities permit for you guys for the district.
It wasn't.
I was like, oh, that's cool.
Related to that, I don't know if I don't see the holiday December 6th on here, but related to the event I'd like to say that the You Are Love group is gonna be there on December 6th to have spreading the message of support, and we're going to be having tables. We'll have some canvases and markers. People can draw on it, maybe make a collaborative art project while people are walking around on the street. We'll be right there on the B on the corner of Lewis and Associates, Alma and Big Bend.
So this is the holiday event for December 6th?
Yes.
Okay, so we'll do that in new business.
Okay.
Okay.
What holiday event are you talking about?
Just the December 6th, the walking around Webster holiday.
I'm in the dark, sorry.
Yeah, I saw my friend, so.
There is no plan for Webster to be having a holiday walk on that day, December 6th.
No? Old Orchard is having an event.
Right, and there'll be people around. We weren't able to set up in Old Orchard because everything's full over there. We're not really looking for a permitted spot. We're just gonna be on the corner there.
At your office?
Pardon me, what?
At your office?
Yes,
Which you can certainly do. It's just there's no Webster-wide event planned on that day that I know of.
right. I think they knew that. They just wanted a spot when people would be around because it is.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
I got you now.
okay.
Is there, I guess, is there any Crossroads specific holiday weekend or anything? I was wondering because for the Webster Kirkwood Times group ad, I guess Chris Marty asked, is there any Crossroads
I
events?
think Julia tried in the past. I don't know.
Right, I don't think, there isn't any specific, but I told her that I would get back to Marty after today if you guys wanted to put together, if you wanted to give us dates, we could give them to her. And because we can, typically we've kind of, I mean, we can certainly put together an ad for the Crossroads. We've never had any big, retail
Right.
presence. So this is all new to me,
Right.
you know?
Okay.
So if you all wanna, we can certainly do that.
Okay.
I think we have to get together pretty quickly.
Yeah. Yeah, I was like,
Yeah, I think that next week's
Yeah.
Circuit Time wants early ads too. I saw that
Right.
in the paper because of the holiday.
okay. Yeah, I mean, we always just kind of globbed on to what everyone else in Old Orchard was doing, so. I feel like every weekend in December is always extra
Yeah, so there's
busy anyway, so.
typically there's like a big ad that goes out for all of Webster and then it just kind of, it lists separate events for each
Yeah.
business district. So if you want to get those events together that you guys are doing in this business, that'll probably include you as well, Amanda.
What?
Any holiday events that you're
Oh.
holding at Lock,
Yeah, we're not doing anything.
you're not doing anything, okay.
Okay.
Saturday 13th or, I mean, just pick a different day than
Yeah.
the other ones.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. Fran, when is the Old Webster holiday open house thing?
They just had that.
Oh, okay, it's over.
Yeah.
It's over.
It's done.
Old Orchard's big event is on the 6th.
Yeah.
Other than that,
Mm.
everything's open.
Okay, yeah, those are changed. Don't have any specific stuff, but we said.
Still a couple weeks from Christmas, so still time shop.
Okay. Cool.
So if you pick a date, let me know too.
Will do.
Well, and then maybe we'll set up a table on 13th also. So, I mean, it's
Yeah.
just right there at the corner. Got enough people that wanted to help. All right.
So, yes, if you guys want to put something together, then Marty will ask me if it's okay and it's, you know, okay, just let me know.
Okay.
Just, yeah, run next door today.
Yeah. Does anyone do anything for Small Business Saturday? I know that's like a really big, we do a lot of thing, festive stuff that day. Does anyone else?
What day is that?
It's the Saturday after Thanksgiving.
It's the 29th next Saturday.
Yes, next.
Coming quick. Coming quick.
The 29th. So.
Mhm. So anyway, we already
I would
have.
say we would have nothing on the calendar. I mean, you guys are ushering us into this new retail phenomenon.
And I mean, we have stuff planned anyway, so if anyone wants to do anything, great. If not, that's okay too.
Okay, so you'll get back to me on some of you guys want to, okay, sounds perfect. And then we'll get it over to Marty in short order. Okay, so then after the trick or treat event, I talked to Betty and she's gonna kind of help in taking the lead for next year's event. So we can get something together and maybe get a food truck on either end, putting one at yours. And yeah, like maybe start off with a food truck at the dentist lot and then getting a dessert truck at your end. So,
Yeah.
okay, sounds good. And then we'll have a, like, maybe develop more of the, s'mores behind our lot or, put it in Christie's lot, which I'll make sure I make that arrangement with a band or something.
Mhm.
All right, these are the bands that's available to us, but we'll put that more together for next year.
Right.
All right. All right, let's move into the streetscape project update.
I'd like to introduce Jeff Davis and Kevin O'Shaughnessy. They are with the county's project team. We met, we had a virtual meeting. We discussed, Kevin and his engineer, they had a conceptual light design for us. And so if that's, gentlemen, if that's possible to show that, would you be able to share that with us? I'd like to also share with you that this is our business district commission in the Crossroads um, area in Webster Groves. They previously have met with Ray Garlick from the county area engineer, as well as Brian Roth-Rafi. At the time he was the project manager, he came here, they presented, we looked at some strip maps and such. So none of, well, Ray is still there, but Brian is not there anymore. And Jeff Davis took Brian's place. He's a senior professional with the county, but he was not previously on this project, so he's kind of catching up along with ourselves. And so, and Kevin and his team they work for Jeff, the county project, and they're also working on our portion of the project. So they have a layout for us to look at and so provide some input. Would that be possible, Kevin, to share that?
I'm trying. It looks like you guys have this Zoom really locked down. The chat's disabled and all the options for sharing are disabled. So there would have to be, I can email it to you and you could pull it up, but I can't share anything.
Sinan, you need to bring us all over as panelists and not virtual.
Okay. I'm doing that right now. Hey, Kellen, would you try, please, again?
Oh, okay, that works. Okay, I can turn on my video too. Hi. Okay, let me share my screen. There we go. So, can you guys see?
Yes.
Okay, so this is the western half. This is the west of the railroad, so near the depot, which is not what you're particularly interested in, I'm sure. And we actually removed the lighting from that. There's already lighting there, so we were just going to use that lighting in place is the game plan. But as we move to the east, we have since updated these plans a little bit based on comments with the city and the county, but we haven't reprinted them yet. So I have the CAD versions more updated, which I can try to pull up real quick. But let me see if I can pull up the notes. Sorry, I didn't know I'd be sharing today. Let's see here are my notes. This might be a little better.
So yeah, so that's only take away.
I'm pulling up Geopack. So it's taking its time. Okay, here we go.
That's not we straight.
Geopack.
It's the western end of the project. Road crossing. The first layout that they had was even going further west of that.
Basically up over 44, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but we said no, we're not doing that.
I got it.
Further.
Okay. So this is the model that we're currently working off of with Geopack. It might be a little harder for people to read, but essentially what we have is we have two lights at the entrance kind of across from each other. Those are staying off of the railroad right away. And then this is the area where there's going to be a bump out between what is that, Gore and blanking on the name. we're adding a bump out here in order to slow people down and in order to make this a 90-degree intersection as opposed to a very skewed intersection. 90-degree intersections are significantly safer and allow for better sight distance. But we are adding enough lights to have 1 foot candle in the area, and we're specifically focusing on having the lights at the crosswalks in order to keep pedestrians safer is kind of the intent. So as you can see, there's gonna be a new light right here, new light over here, this is our new crosswalk. And then as you go, there's gonna be another new light here. Light here, light here. And then this is that bump out at Head of Wortley. This is right across from Betty's Books. This is Betty's Books right here. So we're gonna add a new light right here as well at the crossing, and then another new light. So there'll be lights right outside covering the crossing, going both directions. So that'll narrow the road, which will slow people down is the intent, and then make it a shorter distance for pedestrians to go, which is the safest way to do it. These areas are still going to be parking stalls, but obviously not where there is entrances and bump outs. And then as we go further on, we are adding a light on this island and across here to kind of flank the entrance of the business district. So there will be parallel lights at the beginning and end of the business district, along with lights as we go along. But that's kind of the light situation.
How many lights was that, Kevin?
Let's see. I believe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. It looks like 15 lights are going to be installed. Basically what we did was we took what was there and then back checked it to make sure. We generally place them approximately where they were going to be or where the existing ones are, and then that was kind of our basis of design. The light standard, I think we're still waiting on a little bit of guidance from the city on it of like the actual details, but I believe they're planning on using the same standards, like the light fixtures at Old Orchard. So it'll be similar to those, is my understanding.
Should be exactly like those,
Yes.
with the electrical access at the top.
I believe so. The city is going to send me the details, and we were going to match them exactly per their request.
Okay.
Yeah, the Old Orchard lights, receptacle on top. Maybe that wasn't something that we touched on during our meeting, Kevin. I'll make sure that that information reaches you. As well as the baskets, the ability to decorate, as well as the brackets for at least room for brackets for banners.
So
Yes, Don, you mentioned that in the meeting, and we're fine to. I have no problem adding that. That's not an issue at all. I just need whatever you want. I need you to send it to me, and I will put it on the plans.
Good.
We are going to do whatever you guys want. I have no dog in that fight.
That one fight.
I mean, all this is to also, of course, comply with the county's whatever roadside this, clearance requirements and such. But we wouldn't probably be interfering too much with that. This is not
Yep.
across the street or anything like that.
Yeah, the only problem with clearance would be if you hung something crossing the street because you need a minimum height for the road. You don't want a semi truck getting cut off for like ripping down the banner and on the poles because you have a banner attached between them. It's just if you do want a banner at the front or the back, then you need like to verify that it's gonna be the correct height. But if you're just planning on putting them on the side of the pole, that shouldn't be a problem. We're basing it off of county design guidance as far as light. My understanding is if the county's not maintaining it and there's enough light, they don't really care. Is that correct, Jeff?
The clearance is my issue, especially the ones on the bump outs and the islands.
Yeah. I guess Jeff, do you want to provide some guidance on like you can provide with me with are you talking about horizontal clearance? Or are you talking about vertical?
Parallel to the roadway path of travel, and if the flags are going to be roadside, are they going to be sidewalk side?
Oh yeah. That's valid. Yeah, we'll definitely need to make sure that they will be far enough back if they are on the roadside. I guess Sanan, if you can provide
Really need
whether or not which side you want them on, that's going to dictate where we place them. We are a little bit limited because we do have some underground utilities right here and right here that we're going to be trying to avoid. Those might be deep enough that it might not matter, but probably don't want to relocate a gas line if we can help it.
And I would especially that think about the height with the parking stalls with larger box trucks because you can't go back any further when they're along the path because you're trying to maintain your 4 foot. So they would almost have to be sidewalk size depending on the height of the flags.
Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking sidewalk side would probably be the safest bet in any case, no matter where we put them.
Yep.
Which it looks like that's what they have at the other one. Like that, it wouldn't look that weird because that's what they currently have.
That's probably why they did it.
Yeah.
We're not too familiar with lighting. We don't have too much of it in the county, so I don't know if we have a standard.
Yeah, and I think technically my company did this like 20 years ago, so I can try to find those old details. But yeah, no, Son, if you, I mean, we could put a note that says the banners installed need to be facing the sidewalk if you're okay with that. If you want to send us those details, that would I think allay any concerns the county might have as far as clearance.
That works. These lights are they? You said that they're 1-to-1 almost with the existing Ameren lights. So those are.
They're not exactly. We use that as kind of a frame of reference. We use that as a starting point, and then
Okay.
let me just go to the location and kind of see. So my electrical engineer located them based on lighting requirements.
Okay.
So like we're adding one right here where there wasn't one before because it looks like Ameren only has them on one side. We're adding them on both sides. And then the lights are going to be significantly shorter than the Ameren ones. They're not these Cobra heads. They're going to be I don't know, probably like what, 25 feet tall versus 40 feet tall, 35 feet tall. So we used it kind of as a frame of reference on one side, but then we're adding them on the other side in order to light up both sides. Whereas before there were no lights on the south side.
Pure decorative lighting is generally even shorter.
Yeah. No, these are not gonna be super tall.
Right, right. And then I think it's roadway lighting. I know you're maintaining a certain illumination, which is good. I think as long as the county is good with that. I think the next discussion then from there is the light color. Light color has been in different business districts that I worked. The very like bright light is not always liked a lot. And so but then there is that the competing need with that to be able to eliminate the roadway enough. And so that's a choice that we can make. And I think Kevin and in this case Jeff Davis and Kevin yourselves, whatever we propose will need to be acceptable to you in terms of the light quality, right?
But we are significantly adding light to this corridor.
With that though, I think the emerald lights are going away.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So
Amarin lights are going away and they're going to be different. So the Amarin lights are brighter and more focused on the road. These are going to be more yellow and they're not going to be as bright. So we're adding more standards, but they're going to
That's
be
what I meant.
less bright individually.
More standards and
softer.
softer light is
It should be a softer light, and then these are very bright. Where it's if you walk around, I mean we're basically gonna follow Old Orchard. So if you go to Old Orchard at night, like that's essentially the amount of light that you're gonna get. When we touched last on it, we were planning on doing kind of a warmer yellow color as opposed to like a blue light, which is typically what people want. Whenever we get that kind of detailed out, if you want to if you have a specific K, if you want 3000 K, we can just do that. If you just want to tell us what you want, we just might need to add a few more or something depending on the candle value. But if you give us more design criteria to go off of this is what we want, then we can work it into our design. The big thing is we're making some assumptions based on what we believe that you guys want and based off the direction you've given us. If you can give us more direction, then we can just do it that way the first time instead of having a more iterative process.
And this would affect the light spacing too, Kevin?
It may. So I believe the warmth of the light doesn't necessarily have a bearing on the wattage. So the wattage, the brightness and there are competing metrics that go into it. I am not a lighting specialist. I'm a roadway specialist, and ADA pathway specialist. So I can ask JR about it. But if you guys go to Home Depot and be like, man, I really like these lights, or if you know what Old Orchard is and if you say the Old Orchard lights are too bright, or if they're too dim, or if they're too cold or too warm, and then we have a baseline to go off of. If you guys want, what would be, I think, best for the city and for the business district in keeping all of this operational would be using exactly the same standard and the exact light bulbs as Old Orchard, because then if one ever burns out, now you
That's what I was
have
gonna ask
the
is
same
if
one.
it's just a bulb, wouldn't the city kind of wanna
Yeah,
keep the same inventory of bulbs?
To be clear, Kevin, I think you're saying that the spacing is based off of Old Orchard lighting currently.
The spacing is based off of a foot candle calculation that JR, my electrical engineer, did. He used the existing lights as a basic framework of what where lights might need to be. He focused around the intersections and pedestrian crossings. And then he did use Old Orchard as a slight reference, but it's mostly based off of the calculations.
Okay. So if they come back and they say they like Old Orchard, you may have to recalculate spacings.
It might shift like 10 feet. It's not a huge deal.
Okay.
I mean, we didn't finalize it. Like, this is a concept. Like, the whole point, I told JR, like, hey, make sure this works, throw some stuff on paper so that we can get in front of the people that have strong opinions, and then they can tell me their opinions, and then we can change it accordingly. So if you guys wanted shifted 5 or 10 feet or something because like the doorway, or you want it a little outside the window and you guys have strong opinions on it, like, I'm totally on board shifting stuff. It's not a problem. The only one that's a little bit of a problem would be they need to be close to the intersections where people are crossing in order to keep it safe. But along the main run of it, if you want it shifted, a couple feet one way or the other to get it either more in the window or out of the window, then that is not a problem.
Um, I'll send you the light standards information as well as the base design. I think we discussed that. We located some information on that too.
Sure.
From all
And
the-
then we're working on finalizing kind of the utility plan to send out to Ameren and other utilities based off of kind of this information. So once we get some information from you, we can incorporate all that. We can kind of send you an updated version, and then maybe if you guys want to meet and just be like, oh, if this was shifted over 2 foot, it'd make me feel a lot better. Like, like, I have no problem with that. As long as it's not shifting, like, we're talking about shifting it, removing it totally, or adding a light, that's more of a problem. But shifting it based on making it better for your business is, I think, totally reasonable.
But this is going to be fed from underground.
Yes,
Okay, and the current circuit, is it overhead?
it is. Yeah, you can see
Okay.
it right here.
Okay. So it's all going to be new conduit.
There's going to be new conduits going underground. We're going to be adding a new meter about right here. So there's going to be a pretty large bump out. So this is the edge of that sidewalk. So this is that new meter. So this is getting bumped out about 15 plus feet in order to make this more perpendicular, like we discussed earlier. So this meter and this pole is being relocated. So this pole is going to go back here approximately. And then the new meter is going to feed all of these lights in the business district, because currently it seems that Ameren is paying for these lights. And with you guys taking over the lights to make them decorative, we have to add that metering box.
And we discussed during our meeting any eastward expansion, east of Elm.
East of Elm. Yeah, we talked about that. Sorry, did you want to say it, or I can tell you?
Well, I know JR made input into this. He said this is already a good circuit size on the west side of Elm, and let's leave it alone by itself, and we don't have to have rough in or anything like that for an eastward expansion. If we took something like that on in the future, that would be its own circuit, its own meter and all that, and we would do that individually. So there won't be any provisions for crossing that intersection to the east.
Yeah, so there's already some lights over here on the west side. Where'd it go? There it is. Wait, there we go. There are already some lights on this west side of Elm.
East side.
Yeah.
Or sorry, east side of Elm. So really, you guys don't want to cross MoDOT's right away. I'm just going to tell you that right now. This would be right now we're doing surface level stuff, very minor things. Adding a conduit over here would be a lot of coordination with MoDOT that I don't think that would probably slow down this project significantly. And then, as JR mentioned, this is a pretty appropriate length for a metering system. Like you would probably need to put in a new meter anyway. Since there's already power over here, it would be simpler if you're already going to be doing a new project to add a new drop over here and then extend it like you mentioned. I don't think you really I think you get a lot of headaches and not a lot of benefit from adding lights on the other side, especially since there's already all the MoDOT street lighting here. Plus, it kind of encapsulates the business, like, it would kind of defeat the entrance stanchions at the beginning or standards.
So that's something that I thought that might be a good idea, but the business district didn't necessarily want it. But it's
Oh, really?
Yeah. So Kevin, I'll explain. But the business district. I don't know if the business district wants a delineation necessarily. We're from Elm up to the railroad tracks. That's our core area or something. Now, like Kevin indicated, there will be those two lights at each end of that section that will be flanking those areas. Hey, this is the kind of like emphasizing you're entering the business district. There's nothing, no sign or anything like that, but we're creating that with this approach here. And Kevin and JR, they agreed, Mr. Davis as well, to do that for us if that's you guys is commission's desire as well.
I mean, it's also doing double duty of like, we need lights there. So like originally we didn't have them across the street flanking, and we shifted them a little bit in order to do it. If you guys don't want them flanking in order to create that kind of sense of space, we don't have to. I think unless you're looking for it, you probably won't even necessarily know. It's one of those things that you might notice if you're looking out for it, but it's not going to be jumping out at you.
No,
The Elm has the additional crossing there, so that might be important.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, like these are mostly placed for crossings. We just shifted them a little bit in order to try to get them to flank as close to each other as possible.
And like I said, I think that flank in the island probably highlights the right turn crossing.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of put some light over there.
Might have saved Mom from being hit. Get 2 lights. I've liked it. Yeah.
Sorry, what was that?
Nothing.
there is a ramp there, but that's the end of that sidewalk also, right? So that it doesn't go any further south. And there is like a little plaza, like a bench. So that area is somewhat being reworked with this project, but sidewalk is not being extended or anything.
We are connecting to the existing situation there.
Yeah, there's no sidewalk on that west side of Elm.
Right. I know there was a question we discussed on those slab replacements. Would there be a texture, surface color needed for those? I haven't found anything, but that's a good discussion for this forum as well. So these can, if correct me if I'm wrong, if we don't make any input to that, is it going to be broom finish, gray concrete?
It'll probably look something like this, I believe.
You can't go anywhere. I mean, it's not like you could go anywhere from there. You're just going to the dentist office.
Right.
Yeah, it's just a really fancy way to get to the dentist office. But I mean, hey, that's nice. If you're in a wheelchair and you want to walk that way, this road's a little steep, and going up a drivable entrance is not what you want for that. Yeah, essentially what we currently have is replacing this with an approved ADA ramp, essentially to where it narrows down to it's like 4 feet, um, which would be about right there. So from here to here would be that broom finish. I don't think so. It would be pretty much impossible to match this exactly because I mean this has what 30 years of patina on it. We could make it some sort of aggregate finish. That might be a city funded item for that because I don't that's a Jeff question as far as how to pay for a specialty concrete finish.
Just exposed aggregate. I haven't done it in a while, but we used to regularly do it. Sometimes it's Merrimack gravel concrete, but just the cement paste, because cement paste doesn't stick well to the limestone, or I'm sorry, the Merrimack concrete. But it's pretdy doable. It'll be pretty close, but it'll never be exactly the same.
Yeah, you'll know that it got replaced, but that's not
Yeah.
necessarily a bad thing.
But if you do it with white limestone, it will definitely pop. Traditional mix. We could probably add the item in there.
University City, we matched a lot of concrete like that on regular projects to, I mean, we attempted to. It works to an extent, but it's not going to be exactly the same. It's just sometimes better, just the texture, instead of broom finish doesn't give you that type of granular look. But if it's lightly washed, I think, after finishing concrete, then you can create that aggregate looking surface. So that would, in my opinion, that would be a better match. And I think I agree with the, if we want it, we need to pay for it out of the project. So
I'm kind of curious. I think you did show curb. I've never done exposed aggregate with curbing. So, I mean, it's probably possible, but the curbing might still be white limestone concrete.
correct. Yeah. When we did that, we didn't do curbing exposed.
No.
Because you need to keep the shape, form shape. Okay. This is a great update. Do you have any questions?
I do not at this time. Can we get a copy of what they?
Yes.
Awesome. All right, anybody have any questions?
Kevin, I know you were about to email this to me anyway because you didn't know if you were going to be able to share. So would you please email this the latest and greatest so that I keep it in my records as well?
So this is just my notes from our original meeting. I will have to finish printing off. I'm finishing up the utility plans to send out for our utility meeting coordination stuff. There's still a little bit that I need to do, but I'll send it to you in the next day or two.
Yep. Thank you.
We got some additional pickup survey from our surveyor for the utility stuff, and I need to incorporate that. But other than that, it's pretty well good. But if there's anything that gives anyone, heartburn, like we are still at the point where it's not a nightmare to change things, especially with lighting. So, and especially if we need to get an easement from you, please tell me earlier. Just so that we don't finalize everything and then in construction, people are really upset about it.
It also kind of affects the utility meeting. We could probably still have one and start our utility coordination, but we don't want to move too much after utility coordination starts.
That's the big thing is like once we start bringing in gas company, Ameren, water company, like it's pretty well locked because they have to give us relocation plans based on what we provide them. So we can't really change it.
Okay. Awesome. So if we can get that, okay. Wonderful. Thank you.
We do need to get that utility coordination started sooner than later, because they do take periods of time if there's any major relocation, like hammered poles or such.
The pole that's being relocated doesn't look too terrible, and most of the poles that are going away just are light poles. So there might be some, but I don't anticipate, like, we try to avoid the real scary stuff.
Also, I know there is a right-of-way acquisition going on for the project. Businesses, the property owners are receiving letters about it. The county is working on it, as well as, I think, a company that is representing the county.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
Or Colin.
Yeah.
And there is a lady there as well as a gentleman, I
Yeah.
believe.
I think the gentleman has my side of the street, the lady has the other. side of the
Okay.
street. Yes, they split it in two.
Okay.
Yeah.
I haven't heard anything.
You haven't received
I
it.
haven't received anything.
Should all the businesses have received something?
I know my side of the street has.
We got a letter.
You did,
We got-
okay. So if your business is involved, the property is involved, then you've received notification. If it
Okay,
isn't,
if
then
not,
you have it.
Thank you. Okay.
So you might be good to go.
Yeah, like they wanna cut into our corner and something like that, so they wanna.
Okay. And the city is working on our parcels.
Okay.
So we have some parcels that we're granting right away and easements on.
Awesome. Any other questions? All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Cool. Yeah. Nice meeting you guys.
You too.
Cool. Have a good day, guys.
You too. Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, so now on to the Alma parking lot lighting update.
So the Alma parking lot, I don't have a good update yet,
Okay.
but I have something that can be hopeful for. And so I have a new superintendent that works with me, and he's great, and he goes after these really efficiently. And so I identified some contractors that can give us some cost estimates for this project, because we know what we want now. There will be 2 light poles and from opposite ends to eliminate the parking lot. I'll bring that to our next meeting, those cost estimates, and see what we've got, what we need to plan for. Because I know there's also, this is the time for planning for our budget for next year, so it might be timely to have that information. I think if we want to place something like this in our budget.
Okay.
That's my commitment.
Okay. So the rooftop lighting update, he is collecting all the information. It's really not gonna be in this next year's budget. It's gonna take all of this next year to get this information together. It is probably going to take place after our streetscape update, when we decide with the city what our relationship is gonna be between our rooftop lighting and the city, and what they're going to be able to, how they're going to be able to participate with us. So it's gonna be a much slower process than originally anticipated. So I'll just keep updating you as we go. But they're reaching out to each property owner and business owner just to get access to the rooftops, to get measurements and what is available in terms of how they are gonna. It's gonna be, each individual building is going to provide its own power. So how that's going to occur. Okay. All right, so we'll move on to new business. The 2026 proposed commission meeting schedule. Does anybody have problems meeting on this Wednesday, doing the same schedule? So we'll go with that, Fran.
Okay.
Third Wednesday.
Yeah,
of
the
month.
third Wednesday at 8 o'clock instead of the 8:05. And so
Right.
we'll get that scheduled together and get that out at the January meeting. So that puts us in January, because typically we don't have a December meeting. Is that still okay with everybody? Because everybody gets super busy. So that puts us. January's meeting is on the 21st. Yeah, it's right in front of me, Jeff. Okay, so then at that meeting, we'll have the schedule out to everybody. So everybody's good for January 21st at 8 o'clock. And at that meeting, we will elect our chair, and if anybody would like to take over as chair, I'm happy to relinquish that. But nobody ever takes me up on that. And if you would like me to still serve as chair, that's fine as well. Vice chair, this past year, vice chair was Jeff Sanders, but given the fact that he hasn't been able to meet a lot of meetings, participate in a lot of meetings, I would really like somebody else to fill that position as vice chair. Betty. Or John. You guys would please consider taking that position. That'd be wonderful, so you two can duke that out, or Amanda. Amanda, you three of you can WrestleMania on that, that would be fantastic. So please consider that before January, that would be great. We also will be getting ready to do the annual report to city council, and I'll be working with that, on that with Sanat and with you, Fran, to get that ready. For a second there, I thought you were frozen, you're just really good at being still. Okay, then also, we want to get together some events, ideas. So now that we have more retail, and you guys can help me out with this, what we're gonna do for our trick or treat, our holiday, get some of those events together so we can get those promoted in the next year for our business district. Sound good?
Yes,
Okay.
we should have more businesses.
Yeah.
Yay,
I'm so excited. I think about that every day. Good sandwich.
Yeah, well,
you got things going in?
we just gotta get, ready to
Of course.
cooperate.
Good call.
Yeah.
Yes,
Good
we
luck
have
with that.
new businesses coming.
Okay, and then for our city update?
So I had a little video on me taken yesterday about this. You may see it. Our new snow ice control winter operations is with a portal now that is available to our residents for being able to see our progress as we make that progress. You can watch us on the portal. Where our trucks are, what they're doing, where they're plowing and all that. So we're excited about getting it started. So forgive us for any glitches about it this first year, but we're still working on perfecting it. And it should be a good system for our own operational efficiency as well as the information being relayed to our residents and businesses. So that's what's going on.
And keep in mind, in our business district, we did not commit money in our budget to have our sidewalks cleared, so we clear our own sidewalks. So keep that in mind. We clear our own sidewalks.
Because they wouldn't get there till the afternoon, and it's like.
Right, and we needed our sidewalks cleared. Most of our businesses needed them cleared before then.
I've been using First and Turf. He lives on Alma
Okay.
and he has a lot of landscaping business. Does 3 of our buildings.
Okay, yes.
So if you want to coordinate with him, then you can just come out and do them all at the same time. It just, makes the street look
Yeah.
clean. Because last year we had 2 buildings clear here, then there was snow and ice here, 1 building clear here, so it.
Do you mind putting that out in the email to all of us?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I
That'd be
would
awesome.
love that. I
Okay.
do not myself. No, thank you.
Do you have a date for DD Mile opening in Old Orchard? Somebody asked me yesterday. No.
This week.
This week?
Yeah, this
it
They're
seemed like it was
closed, they're
very
closed
close.
right now because they're moving.
Okay.
Sir, do you have anything for us?
Yes, I do, actually. So Chief Aceves wanted you guys to know that the police department's doing security assessments for local businesses up until the end of the year. What that would look like is an officer, probably myself or one of my other captains and lieutenants coming in and just doing a visual inspection of the business. Right away, walkways, lighting, exit ways, camera systems, just a general security assessment for any business. So if you want to know a little bit more about that, he did put something on the police portion of the city's website. If you just go to departments and then police, and you'll see at the bottom security assessments, and it kind of gives frequently asked questions what to expect. And then someone like myself would come to your business and fill out an assessment and just jot some notes down about what we talked about. And then I would, we'd be able to provide that for you. Just
Do we request it or do you just pop in?
you would request it
Okay.
through here. Chief has sent us emails here, so
Okay,
you could just click on that
okay,
and just say I'm interested. We just visited Webster Arts the other day. They were interested in, you know, lighting and different questions about safety. But one of the things that we wanted to emphasize that I also emphasize with Webster Arts, like if you ever see something suspicious outside and you're trying to leave work, just call the police department. Just tell them exactly what it is. Hey, I'm leaving. I'm by myself. I have to walk over to the public parking. Do you mind an officer just kind of driving by and stopping at Lockwood and Summit for a little bit? Or when you call dispatch, say, this is what I want, but can you have an officer call me before he gets here? And just be able to explain it to him on the phone. That's a service that we'll always provide. Banks take us up on that a lot. When there's fall festivals and you're walking back to your car with a bunch of money, things like that. And also, if you're going to fire an employee and you think it's not going to go so well, call us. We'll just stand there. We'll just stand there and make sure that there is no disturbance. So that goes along with the assessments. We just want to get that information out to us.
About parking. Can I call you when somebody's parking?
Yeah.
Poorly?
Absolutely. Yeah.
They come right up to the corner at Alma and that's,
Yeah, if they're legally parked, always call us. I mean, you guys are like the eyes and ears for us out there. Like we can't always be at those problem areas all at the right time. Like I was just telling the jeweler right there at Summit and Lockwood, you know, they pay for parking spots and a lot of times people are in them. I'm like, there's a lot of that in the city and not a lot of us every day. So like if you can direct us at what time, like call us when you see it, then that's so much easier for us to just go attack those hotspots. But again, it gets a little weird when, like in the parking lot, that's not ours. So then,
Right,
like
no,
the enforcement's just a little bit different. If it's a city-owned lot or city-owned spots on Lockwood, 100%. I mean, we can go and write it. If it becomes a problem, and you're like, when do call? Hey, that blue van. This is like the third time. That kind of alerts the officer maybe to run the plate and see if it's a resident. Hey, you know, stop parking, and they pay $300 a year for that, whatever. You know, so we can explain. You know, maybe they just don't know. You know, or it could be a Webster U student and they have all their plates on file. Call public safety. Hey, tell Mr. Smith to stop parking in the employee parking. A lot of different options, but we just got to know. You know, just call us when you see it and.
In those situations, is that when you should call the like non-emergency number?
Yeah, the
Is that
645-3000. Yep, just call that. And like I said, you can always tell our dispatchers that you want to be anonymous. You know, some people like don't want to start beef with like the new neighbor next door, or the new business trying to figure things out. You guys have a project coming up, everything's going to change. We're going to have to adapt to that. But yes, you can tell our dispatcher whatever. I would say because we do have CAD in our system and notes and everything we can see. If you want to be able to explain to the officer better, just tell the dispatcher that. Hey, this is Josh Weber. I own this business. There's some illegal parking. Can you have the officer call me when he arrives or on his way or whatever? That way we know, you know, what we're looking for. And if they're busy and they can't get to it right away, they just pull those notes up. Blue van parked on lock. They can go and when they're done with the big crash or whatever. But just a reminder, those assessments, they're online under the police category. And then if you ever need to fire an employee, please let us know. We'd rather be there in advance to stop it than be responding to it. And then also, like Webster said, you're by yourself. It's late at night. You got to walk a pretty far distance because somebody illegally parked in your spot that day. Just have us sit at the corner. It's definitely a deterrent. Mm-hmm.
All right. Anybody have anything else? All right, may I get a motion to adjourn? Yes, I will. Can I get a second?
I'll second.
And all those in favor? Say
Aye.
All those opposed, say nay. All right, everybody have a great holiday and New Year and all that good stuff. If you need anything, let me know.